Hey video fans, back at you here. The Butterfly, Season 2. Been a while. Came to the realization that at 44 years old, probably never going to actually be good at golf. But, see, this is where I think I missed the point last year. Golf shouldn't be about scoring. It should be about looking good. And looking good, being beautiful. I mean, as we know, the butterflies serve no real purpose in the ecosystem other than being beautiful. They serve that one purpose of being beautiful, and like that, I will embody that on myself. Perhaps not scoring terribly well, but the main point is developing a Freddie Couples, Ernie Els, Ben. Those are the swings that I want you all to think of after this year. We got a ways to go, as you'll see from our first round of the year, but it is cold, and I will say that Earl really did teach this new dog some tricks. So, enjoy.
Beautiful, brisk day at Jackson Park Muni in Seattle, Washington. As kicking off kind of the silly season events here, and a little frost, but no frost delay. Could not have started off with a better drive. This is what I see in my dreams every night when I go to sleep and I wake up. Did manage to hit the par 5 in 2 after this gorgeous little shot. Now, the par 5 was playing, in all fairness, about 200 yards shorter than normal on temporary greens, which would be scattered throughout the course due to the frozen tundra of Jackson Park on this particular day.
I think I'm on the real green.
The boys did have it going today after a beautiful shot here by Earl. Just piped right down the middle, and certainly not to be outdone. Your hero here hits a beautiful little 5-iron shaped perfectly into the middle of the fairway. Followed up by a little nippy chip onto the frost. This was pretty much what it looked like on the front nine. It's not snow, but it is cold and it is frosty out there. Things would come a bit off the rails on this particular hit that you will see going almost directly to the right. That was unfortunately a lost ball for your hero. Taking a little drop here, nice little recovery up to the temporary green. And I mean, I don't really know how many putts from there because, let's face it, putting on fairways is not exactly easy to do. But the big stick was working. Hit this one over to the right on what is normally a very, very difficult hole. Another shot by Earl, just asserting his dominance on the golf course here. He really, really, really had it working. And while my swing objectively prettier, I think we can all say, perhaps less effective as I was spraying the ball all over the golf course. This is what you call a stinger here. Clearly intentional as it skips and bounds down the frost. Not a great shot, but did get it working again here on the hole number 10, right down the middle. Followed it up with a nice little pitch here, and we were getting ourselves back in the game. Another shorty here, par 3. Not a terrible little swing off to the right, I believe, just to the right of the temporary green on this particular hole. But this was a terrible shot here, and it didn't look much better than that tracer line, actually, maybe a couple inches higher. Followed it up with an equally horrendous shot to the right on a long par 5, really making a mess of things. Did manage to save, I think, a triple bogey here with a nice shot on this particular hole, but man, that was unfortunate. Got it back on this par 3, really nice shot here off to the temp greens, and managed to get the momentum going a little bit more, but boy oh boy, pumped this directly into the bushes on the left, which you hate to see. Did find the ball though, rest easy. And then things were moving fast because this one was so terrible, Shot Tracer didn't even capture it. If you look to the right of those trees on the right, and then you go past a couple more trees on the right, you'll see a fairway where my ball was in the middle of. Two great shots here, one by John. Shot Tracer was able to pick it up. You'll notice it right down the middle. That was lovely. Followed by, oh wow, another really nice shot. Too long, but it was a nice swing and a nice shot. We sure both made this hole harder than it had to be. John really hit a nice ball here, about 160 yards. Unfortunately, the hole was only about 142 yards, so that was problematic. I followed it up with a gorgeous draw, which bounded off the back left of the green. Wasn't really that gorgeous. It wasn't really close to being on the green at all, but man, what a shot here. Bring it on home, Ben. Bring it on home.
Well, there you have it. Week 1 in the wraps, Season 2. State of the game. State of the game is strong, I would say. But again, we're not talking about highs and lows scores, or did Earl beat me or did he not. These are just words. What really matters, and I think what matters most in this life, after all, beauty. Beauty. So, in the coming weeks, you'll see this swing transform. I'm confident of that, into the most beautiful swing this world has ever seen. So beautiful, in fact, that it may break this very camera that I'm recording on. And when that day comes, you'll know. You'll know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the butterfly is back. And I've got some new gear, courtesy of the caterpillar himself, Mr. Ben Waddle. So hopefully you can hear this a lot better. And we'd like to start by thanking all of the longtime fans who are out there. Jenny, I see you. I'm glad you're back. Getting to the week, because it's really important that we cover this. I'm sure you saw the first drive. And I'll admit, I was a little worried when Benny pulled that one out. Crushed it. It was smooth, it was silky, it was freezing cold, so it was kind of a bad sign for what might come. But I really, really hope the tape showed you 4 and 5 and 6 and 9 was a really nice one. 12, I thought he was going to be in an apartment complex. He was just across the fairway. And 15. 15 was special. We're surprised he found it. So, long story short, we're where we were. It's time for Earl to do some work. The only real differences are that our handicaps are lower. They're even, because yours truly's done some work putting it together. No need for videos, just results. Because winning matters. I don't care what Ben says. He says the aesthetic is looking nice. He says the aesthetic is about results. It's about scores, son. Scores. And for all you out there, all our dedicated listeners, I just want you to know, Coach is back. Coach is better than he's ever been. And Coach is coming for our caterpillar. We're gonna tough love him into a beautiful butterfly. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm glad that you are all along for the ride.